Just a chance to mention our parade sponsors here while we wait on the parade to reach our location. Sprint JC, Courtyard by Marriott, Manhattan Area Technical College, Lots Auto Service, Central National Bank, Coriel Insurers, Screen Machine Sports, Kreitz Real Estate, and DeHart Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Jerry Breckeisen is working back in our studios tonight. We appreciate that. We don't get on the air if he's not there, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry.
The law enforcement vehicles leading the way are just now approaching our vantage point here on the reviewing stand area.
So exciting. Here comes the commanding general's mounted color guard just behind the law enforcement. So you can hear the drums in the distance, and we're excited to get this parade down started.
All right, Junction City Police, Geary County Sheriff coming by us, followed by one of the huge Junction City fire trucks. I believe that's the ladder truck. And we have a smaller fire truck in reserve, and so some of the real good equipment that they've got at JCFD on display for everyone on this parade route.
You can see some of the younger citizens of Junction City really enjoying those sirens as they're waving and cheering them on. So this is a really nice time for the kids.
We had 4 vehicles from law enforcement and Junction City Fire and EMS that have led the way. And as you said, here comes the Commanding General's mounted color guard, mounted on horseback, bearing the American flag, and there are 4 of them dressed in, looks like, period costume dating back to the Civil War era. These people perform across not only the state of Kansas, but they go back to Washington, D.C. The Fort Riley Commanding General's Mounted Color Guard has even had a presence in past inaugurations of U.S. presidents. They were there for President Barack Obama's inauguration 8 years ago. So very well known, very prominent. To book them, you've got to schedule quite a ways out.
And I'm sure this is just another thing that's going to be a great history page for the division as they're celebrating 100 years coming up. And, you know, all their celebrations have just been very tributes, you know, to their 100 years as a storied division.
Now the 1st Infantry Division Band, complete with a tuba player right in front of us. They'll begin playing here momentarily. Trombone player, they have a couple of drummers. It looks like a clarinet player and a trumpeter. You can hear the trumpeter a little bit in the background as they stop right in front of our location. This is just a mini version of the 1st ID band. Looks like a small group as we get a solo on the trumpet. So they'll hold up the procession for just a minute, and that'll be followed by our next entry coming in as we get Junction City Mayor Mick McAllister arriving. He'll be delivered by 3C Carriage Service and Cecil Carter, and they are stopped here momentarily waiting on this performance from these group members of the 1st ID Band. Sure how well we're picking that up, but nonetheless a very good performance by the trumpet player.
It's a really good show of our community too, to have them kind of lead the parade, and then you have the mayor right behind them. So this is just a very beautiful moment as they march away now, playing as the Saints go marching in.
Now the arrival of Junction City Mayor Mick McAllister by carriage. He is waving to the crowd. Mick, of course, a member of the Junction City Commission. He and his wife are arriving. They'll be pulled down here to right in front of the reviewing stand where they'll get out. This is kind of a tradition for the mayor to do this.
Right, and it's a beautiful horse-drawn carriage. That blue velvet on the inside, it's beautiful.
Cecil Carter over the years does this. He's had his time with the Junction City Rodeo as well in the past. So Mayor McAllister has disembarked, and we advance to our next entry. And this will be H&R Block. H&R Block has the Wright Family Christmas Experience, WRIGHT. They have a Christmas tree with a snowman both front and back, a guitar player on there, and it looks like a little red shed or barn in the background. Kids are following. That's the Gymnastics Brats, 14 of them, and they have had a long walk this evening.
And they're flipping all the way down the street, energetic. So it's nice to see them out.
We have an entry from Fort Riley now approaching us. And they're part of the gymnastics brats as well. There's a pickup carrying more kids as they come by the location. We're just next door to the Civil War Arch, the Heritage Arch here in downtown Junction City.
Here come the Girl Scouts, and I have a big soft spot for the Girl Scouts. I was a scout for many years myself. They're marching down. Looks like they're dressed as blue and green ornaments. It's very adorable. So they have a pickup truck pulling, this looks like a Christmas tree, and they have several stockings hanging, and all the girls are dressed as ornaments.
It's kind of neat to do that as a group, isn't it?
It is. It's all about the sisterhood with Girl Scouts.
Yeah, I was never in Girl Scouts.
I don't think you met the criteria.
Anyway, some more kids are coming by.
We've got another float, this one adorned in candy canes, and they've got a snowman backdrop, and the kids are just sitting and waving. So I'm sure this is really cool for them to be able to be in a parade.
Clarks Creek 4-H Club in the parade this year. These are the Girl Scouts going by us right now. Got a big truck. It looks like a F-250 type truck.
And you can tell a lot of work went into this. I mean, this is beautiful. They have several presents, and they're all adorned in lights, so it's lit up very bright, and they have their banner with the Clarks Creek 4-H, so everyone knows who they are. This is really, really nice ingenuity. They're one of 5 4-H clubs in Gary County, one of the prominent clubs, and we see them every year at the Gary County Free Fair. Up next is Exchange Bank. We have a Christmas tree lit up here. They are lighting up the Christmas spirit by giving. They're also taking donations to Wheels of Hope tonight, so very, very nice. Yes, that provides food for the needy. We got a few people now putting out some candy. Now, you can't throw it on the floats in Junction City because of a city ordinance, but you can walk along the side of the parade route and toss it on the street. Of course, kids love the candy, and that's been occurring here just now the past few minutes. No, Dewey, you can't steal the candy. No, we can't even throw it here. No. Although, I have to say, I've never seen anybody arrested for throwing candy at a parade. That would be a first. It's more of a deterrent. Here, we're waiting on a little gap in the parade, but not too big. And here comes our next entry. This is the Junction City Church of the Nazarene. They have a traditional Christmas. Looks like a nativity scene, a cross and lights. And they have several trees lit up in bright blue-white lights. And the children are on the back of the float, kind of doing the mannequin challenge, acting out the nativity scene. This is a guitar year. This is our second guitar player on a float already. It's the year of the guitar. I guess so. We're getting close to the Junction City High School entries. You'll hear that band here in just a few moments. Here comes the dance team. They always do such an awesome job. I love to watch them dance when I was in high school, and this is nothing different. They're twirling their red and green batons, and they're out here really just showing off the Christmas spirit. They're led down the street by band director T.J. Taylor and his pickup, and here's the dance team. The band is following the Junction City High School marching band, and the Junction City High School cheerleaders will be right behind the band. Now the J-Steppers are decked out in red tops, black pants, waving green and red flags. They march with their banner right down the street. Of course, we see these folks at a lot of the high school sporting events at halftime performances. Ellie Dillon, I think, works with them. Yes, and it looks like their banners are actually lit up with Christmas lights, so that's nice. Here's the senior high marching band, the Junction City High School marching band. Junction City High School marching band, by the way, in the progress of raising money for a huge trip in May to the Washington, D.C. area. They'll be marching in the Memorial Day Parade. You can hear them in the background. They're always just an award-winning band traveling to the Fiesta Bowl many times over the years, so hope they can raise the funds to make it out to Washington, D.C. About $1,000 a person. I'm sure they'll do it. They've done it before. Here are the Junction City High School cheerleaders. Waving the blue and white pom-poms. They have blue and white Christmas hats, keeping in the school colors.
They have a lot of cheerleaders for the different teams, don't they?
They do, and this is a good amount that's out here marching, so this is a nice experience for them.
We're counting about 56 entries, maybe a couple more in this year's parade. Frank, the #1 Blue Jay sports fan, coming by in his bicycle with the American flag. He rides that bike every place.
Yeah.
Goes to every Blue Jay practice, rides on the bus to the games, leads the team onto the field. He's been doing that for a couple of decades.
And you haven't come through Junction City High School if you don't know Frank, so everyone loves him.
Everybody knows Frank Drew. Another entry coming our way, and it looks like the Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, a white pickup, and they've got a big red, white, and blue, or red, white balloon with their business logo on the back.
And their theme is Jesus is the light of Christmas. So they have the big balloon, as Dewey stated, and a nativity scene right below.
I'm impressed with the fact everything is in the proper order according to the list, and that's a good parade.
Yes, that's a good sign.
There's been years it wasn't, but it sure is now. Now we're looking at the Gary Estates Apartments.
Unwrap the magic of the holidays. A white Christmas tree, several presents, and kids hanging out in the presents waving.
Just a small gap coming up, but we're moving off page 1 of our entries already. We've got 4 pages lined up here.
All right, this parade is really chugging along quite quickly. So
the next entry is the Junction City Daily Union. As they march or drive down the street, somebody out in front leading them.
that looks like one of their reporters, Lydia. So yes, they're walking down, waving. They've got a bow on the front of their vehicle.
Of their editorial people are leading the way here.
Yes.
Little gap, and then we're going to see yet another band coming up here in just a short time, and this will be the Philippine. I'm not sure what group we've got coming up. We've got I think it's the St. Xavier band coming next. Looks like it.
Oh, you spoke too soon. We're out of order.
Yeah. That's okay.
This is a younger band. They're certainly not completely high school age. There's kind of a mixture of ages in here, but.
See the St. X letter jacket leading the way.
All right, St. Xavier's band.
These folks also include junior high, middle school age youth, and high school. They combine them. A lot of smaller schools will do that.
And to me, that's awesome. You get the younger ones out here playing music, leading the way with their trombones.
That's so you have enough folks to do the band.
Yeah.
Here they are.
And they've got some festive holiday lighting on their instruments as well, with their Santa Claus red and white hats as they march down past Heritage Park.
And I just have to comment on the crowd. They're standing 4, 5, and 6 deep here along Washington. This has drawn a huge turnout tonight. I can tell you that right now. It's
really filled in around here. You don't even notice the cold as much.
No wind tonight, so we're very lucky that way.
Very. And this is beautiful. This is St. Xavier's Catholic School up next. The brightest night nativity scene. This is very, very well lit. The nativity scene, the angel in the back waving, the Christmas tree. It's just, you can tell a lot of work went into this one.
We're seeing some fantastic floats, and we haven't even seen the award winners yet.
I know. Makes you anticipate. What are we about to see? Yes, we have an angel, but it looks like we have the manger scene as well, and very, very nice.
Next is the Patriot Point Townhomes Christmas Vacation.
And this float is filled with lights. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 Christmas trees. We have the lighted reindeer. We have some spectators riding, some guests riding. Santa Claus is on the back. Frosty the Snowman, Santa's sleigh, presents. Looks like a miniature Santa's workshop. So very nice size float.
Patriot Point, one of the winners, the Chamber of Commerce Award winner. The VFW, post 8773, saluting the crowd and getting a nice round of applause. They have the American flag and the Kansas flag as they march, this 5-member contingent coming down 6th Street to 6th and Washington. Long walk for some of those guys.
But it's always great to see them. You see them at every community event, and it's very nice to see them out here. A little gap before the next one.
Yeah, we're waiting on the Next Step Dance Studio. Of course, they followed the Light Up the Christmas Spirit theme this year. Decorations made by students.
And if what we're seeing is made by students, they definitely spent a lot of time on this one. This is, again, a very, very intricate float design. A lot of lights. Looks like some lanterns hanging. Is that what that appears to be?
Person wearing a Nebraska Cornhusker sweatshirt leading the way.
Not something you see around here too much.
Not very often. Got some dancers. The Next Step Dance Studio, some of the young ladies who do that, it looks like of all ages.
Right, and they're all in their white sweatshirts and black pants, some of them with the Santa Claus Christmas hat.
What they've done is they put some of the younger kids on the float. They're waving as they go by. They're being given a ride, and the bigger kids, for the most part, a couple young ones mixed in, are doing dance routines as they come down the street. They're going to be tired when they get home tonight.
The dance programs in Junction City are just really amazing. There's so many different studios that can join here, so it's great to see them all out here and well represented.
Next Step Dance Studio, that's who we're talking about right now. Our next entry will be Valley View Senior Life, and it's nice that these folks can get out and enjoy a parade.
Yes, and they have the Valley View Senior Life van. It's lit up with Christmas lights. Got a wreath on the front, and we've got some people walking in reindeer headbands and Santa Claus hats. So, oh, and they have a dog adorned with Christmas lights.
You have a dog?
I know. I have a soft spots for dogs.
Yeah, you have a dog named Bella.
Yes, Bella could not do that.
She'd run.
No, yeah. She'd sit.
Valley View Senior Life coming by our location, and next up will be the Junction City Fort Riley Mini Wheels Classic Cars. You'll see some real fancy cars. Here's a convertible leading the way.
And this is my favorite kind of convertible. I'm a Mustang girl. How about you? You like Mustangs?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So it looks like this is a 95, 96-ish black Mustang, and got the Christmas lights on it. So very, very nice.
The first car was a Mach 1 Mustang.
Mach 1? Oh, see, you know them better than me.
Back in high school.
Got a newer Mustang coming. This is probably within the last 2-3 years model. And they've got
Pretty
Frosty
fancy.
in the back seat. Very fancy.
This is a wine red color, maroon red, with, like you say, Frosty getting a free ride, chauffeured down 6th Street.
Such a freeloader.
Looks like John Sides driving them. Not sure.
And a classic Mercedes up next. Don't see too many of these anymore.
And the little mini wheels have just arrived, weaving in and out between traffic.
And the kids love those.
I'm trying to figure out how those guys stay on them.
I don't know. They work on their balance. Good core strength.
I guess. I'd fall over. Go bouncing down the street. Anyway, the Fort Riley Junction City Mini Wheel Classic Cars are coming through, and we're waiting on the Junction City Wrestling Club, which is up next. I think the parade, for the most part, has a pretty good pace tonight.
It does. It's definitely going along quite smoothly. And here come the little mini wheels, weaving in and out again.
21st year for the annual Junction City Christmas Parade.
And that's definitely a big tradition, and it's something I'm excited to see continue in the future. I think all our guests really talked about the legacy that this leaves.
I think the good weather obviously helps a great deal with turnout, too, as the wrestling club now goes by. And we got kids of all ages, a lot of them wearing blue, and with medals that they've won wrapped around their neck.
And we have a couple national contending wrestlers here. They were interviewed by us earlier in the year. I know one of those is Arias Jones, and
he won a state title last year at the high school level.
Right.
They moved him up to 182 pounds this year.
Wow.
He won at 160. Foothills Harley Owners Group City Cycle Sales. You'll hear the motorcycles for the first time tonight. We've reached that point of the parade. City Cycles Hales has their staff riding, got a little motorcycle on the front, kind of a dirt bike, and here comes some of the Harleys now. These are the big bikes, the expensive ones.
The beautiful ones.
They sure are. They can run in price from $20,000 to $50,000.
Right. You can kind of hear the engines in the background. The kids are excited. They love this part. Looks like about 7 or 8 bikes going by now. And some of them even have the undercarriage with the red and green Christmas light.
A few years ago, some of the motorcycles, and not this group, by the way, but some others got too loud, so they told them to kind of tone it down just a little bit.
Oh, wow.
A little bit of a gap here in our parade gives me an opportunity to tell you the broadcast tonight is being brought to you by Sprint JC, Courtyard by Marriott, the Manhattan Area Technical College, Lots Auto Service, Central National Bank, Coriel Insurers, Screen Machine Sports, Kreitz Real Estate, and DeHart Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, all bringing you tonight's broadcast here on the Talk of JC.
One of our prize winners is up next, Corvallis Military Housing. They have a gingerbread house and Mrs. Claus. And
folks, this is the Mayor's Award winner, the $200 award winner. So they can say, yeah, we had one of the top floats in the 2016 Junction City Christmas Parade.
And that is one big gingerbread house. I wonder if it's edible.
I would doubt it. But it's got balloons on the top. At least it looks like balloons.
Lots of lights. Looks like 7 or 8 little Christmas trees. And
that's fancy.
Got some fake snow and candy canes and some elves handing out candy.
That took a lot of work to put that together.
It did. A lot of creative thought process, too.
All right, we're watching the Lions Creek 4-H Club now come by. They've got a huge float with a lot of kids, green and white lighting. They've got a big smiley face flashing a red nose. I don't know if that's Rudolph or...
I think that's Rudolph, and it's always so cool to see the 4-Hers out here. They're very creative, and we'll see them again in the Geary County Free Fair.
They got horns attached to the top, but what they've got for Rudolph is a big giant hay bale with a red nose flashing on one side and lit horns sticking out of the top. First time I've seen a hay bale used that way.
Points for creativity.
Now we get a Cadillac.
Playing some Christmas music.
All-Star Diamonds, or Demons, I'm not totally sure on that one. They've got some really nice cars. We saw some of these folks in the Sundown Salute Parade last July.
I'm not sure if you can hear that in the background, but that's, I think, the OJ's Christmas, so they took it back to the 60s with that one.
They got older members. But they're working their way by, and we're getting yet another of the 4-H clubs in Geary County, this time the Humboldt 4-H Club.
And I remember their name very well. New here with the station, but they had quite a few winners during the free fair. So this is another really interesting float. It looks like Santa is on a rocket. Haven't seen that one before. We've got Santa on a rocket, a cross, a church. Looks like they recreated a town.
Well, it looks like they stepped up from the old sleigh. They're doing rocket now. This is 21st century Santa Claus.
I know, the sleigh is just so 1900.
Santa right in the middle of the passenger seat, ready to take off on his toy delivery on Christmas Eve that all the young kids look forward to. Now we're coming to the Boy Scouts. Scout Troop 41 and Cub Scout Pack 41 working their way down the street.
And they're chanting Merry Christmas to everyone, carrying the American flag.
They're followed by Clarabelle's Dance Studio. I think the second round of Clarabelle's coming through. They kind of split them up this year. That was the initial dance studio in Junction City, Clarabelle's.
Yeah, that's the one most people have heard of.
They were in parades back when parades even weren't started. They were having parades.
I'm sure a lot of the Junction City High School dancers have made their way through Clarabelle's.
Some adults marching with them as well, waving to the crowd here this evening. And we're getting set for the Fayum Temple 209 and Fayum Court 192. Clarabelle's Dance Studio still making their way past us first. We're going to have quite a few dancers again, dressed in red and black like we had earlier. These look like some younger dancers with some of the big girls in the back row.
Right. This does look like a younger bunch. So looks like maybe they broke them up by age and put the very young ones with the teenagers, and this is kind of the junior high age. They've got a nice little float with a Christmas tree lit and a star top.
You know, this podium up here is getting pretty full with all these elected officials hanging out.
I know.
The mayor's up here watching. Kind of a neat parade, though.
It is. It's cool how it brings everyone in the community out.
This float has guide wires strung out from the star at the top, yellow lighting, and a white star right at the very top. And the kids behind it dancing, doing their routines. That gets you excited if you're a little girl and you're 7 years old and get to do something like this. You got all these people watching you.
Right. I remember the first parade I marched in as a Girl Scout, so I'm sure this would be a memory. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You do everything with Girl Scouts.
That wasn't in. I don't know. Anyway, we're waiting on the next entry. And it looks like it'll be the Fayum Temple. Wearing their hats, sitting on the back of a convertible.
Another Mustang. It's a car of choice tonight.
That's the parade car, I believe.
I think so.
Have the open there, and you can set somebody on the back seat, and they can wave at the crowd.
Right.
That's what we're seeing. They're followed by the Flint Hills Legion, a big pickup displaying a flag off the backside.
Looks like they have about 7 cars following them and maybe a float back there as well. All the cars are kind of decorated with bows or reindeer ears and lights.
That's kind of cool to have the reindeer ears sticking out of the driver and passenger side windows.
Yeah.
I got to get those for my car. Got a pickup, a huge pickup. We've had some cars come through. One car has a Christmas wreath on the front of his car. That's the extent of his his decorations. Now a big pickup bearing the American flag lit up with white Christmas lighting. Like a convoy.
Yes, and we have another pickup coming, and looks like they're pulling a Christmas tree float. Got some presents underneath the Christmas tree, some blue lighting, Christmas tree lit up in multicolor lighting.
That's kind of neat, though, pulling the tree with the presents wrapped around it. I like the blue lights. They're really pretty.
They are. And it looks like they have some teddy bears under the tree.
Somebody's going to enjoy Christmas.
They are.
One entry, but it consists of several automobiles, pickups coming by. Got a huge black pickup kind of veering back and forth, one side of the street to the other, so everyone can get a good look.
I mean, it's huge. Tires any bigger, it'd be a monster truck.
Yeah. They're sitting way up high looking down at the crowd.
Again, sporting that huge American flag. Seeing a lot of that tonight.
Mm-hmm. Parade is moving along pretty nicely here tonight. No real big delays. We're at about 35 minutes past the hour.
So it looks like we're coming up on Champion's Car Wash and Detailing. They're a white pickup pulling their float.
Champion's Car Wash located on the city's south side out by I-70 and U.S. Highway 77.
They've got some neat cardboard cutouts and Christmas trees. And they've got a miniature car on the back.
Along the side of the street, we see members of the police department just providing security, walking and looking around at the crowd, doing a good job. No problems tonight at all. Never is at the Christmas parade.
No, I'm always great to see them, though.
Now we're getting set for the Blue Line 4-H Club.
A lot of 4-H entries this year.
Yeah, we have 5 clubs in Geary County, and there's a lot of kids. You see that at the fair when you go out there. Got one coming with lit, what looks like candles on a table with things wrapped around a white lighting.
So this may be
green wreath.
Maybe a tribute to Hanukkah.
Yeah.
It's also wrapped up in the holiday season.
First United Methodist Church coming through. And then the Geary County Senior Center. This is the First United Methodist Church going by right now. Light unto the world, their theme. Geary County Senior Center, one of the white touring buses bringing the folks having a chance to get out tonight and enjoy the parade.
Geary County Children's Choir up next. Their theme, Lighting Up the Spirit with Song. They're dressed as nutcrackers. It looks like 6 kids dressed as nutcrackers walking alongside the float where they've got a large drum and some Christmas trees.
Wondered what that was.
Yeah. Little drummer boys.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Now we have the Hampton Inn van coming through. Little Drummer Boy is their theme. They've got their headlights on, so they're lit up. Reese Nichols follows them. The Reese Nichols Cornerstone Properties, popcorn and candy, their theme.
They've got a large inflatable Christmas tree on the back of a white pickup, and they have, it looks like Snoopy atop the pickup, lit up with Christmas lights.
The Junction City Middle School AVID program coming, and they're passing out books. Isn't that kind of neat? Mark talked about that earlier.
Really, really cool. I mean, like he said, that's not something you see too often, and, you know, getting kids literate and reading and encouraging that is really, really very, very nice.
That's good when you can encourage kids to read at a very young age. That often stays with them.
Yes. Got to start early. Were you a reader?
Big time. Still am.
Me too.
I got books stacked everywhere. Up next in our parade lineup tonight, Rainbow International, East Central Kansas. These folks show up to help when there's a disaster. They were real big in helping with the recovery of the big fire that destroyed one of the apartment buildings at the Bluffs complex. They've got a huge sleigh. Rainbow International coming with their truck, all lit up in white, and they bring supplies immediately to help those who need it.
Very, very nice sleigh.
Santa's sled was on the first of their 2 entries and looked like a real legitimate sled. Next is Junction City Little Theater, A Christmas Carol. They're promoting their upcoming Christmas show, December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's kind of a co-op between the Little Theater and the C.L. Hoover Opera House.
And A Christmas Carol is a classic. I'm sure they'll definitely get the numbers they're looking for to come out and see that.
Got some of the actors dressed up in their costumes.
Is that Ebenezer Scrooge?
Yes.
Scrooge is out at the parade.
I like him.
As you become older, you understand Scrooge.
Yeah. The Little Theater going by with their entry, and of course the Christmas Carol again, December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Now we get Juanita Daycare.
They have the North Pole Express, penguins, igloo, and a polar bear. And the inflatables, I mean, the polar bear is like sliding down a pile of snow. This is really very creative. The kids are dressed up in little penguin onesies.
They won the Founders Award in the parade this year. Juanita Daycare here in Junction City. We now get set, and you can hear Billy Firo coming by. He's an individual marching. Then the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Big float, and obviously you can hear the bikes in the background. Their theme, lighting up our veterans' Christmas spirit.
And this is easily 20 bikes or more out here, as you can hear. All decorated, some with garlands, some with Christmas lights. And of course the American flag, that's the theme we're seeing throughout the evening.
Kind of hard to hear, we know, but they're enjoying themselves. The crowd really seems to be into it.
Bikes always get a good reaction out of the crowd. I think people like the noise.
Now, we're getting through the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Right behind them, the Iron Order Motorcycle Club, motorcycles and signs. One rider going by in a green helmet.
As they pass through, we're now approaching is St. Francis Community Service. Christmas for Kids is their theme.
Their vehicle decorated with blue and white balloons and blue lighting wrapped around even the tire hubs. Little gap here, and then we'll get an Imperial fire truck driven by Jack Scott. It's a 1973 Imperial fire truck coming through.
I love to see when the fire trucks and things can decorate and be a part of the parade, not just, leading it or just out here for security in that sense. So I'm sure I see all of the eager little 5-year-olds jumping and exciting as this fire truck with a wreath atop it. Looks like we've got some antler ears and candy canes and multicolor lighting as it passes on by.
Fire truck just slowly working its way down 6th Street towards 6th and Washington. It'll be followed by Junction City Juneteenth. A few years back, Juneteenth had one of the real memorable parades in this community. They were just getting started, so they had a parade. One guy showed up, but he had a good parade. He had his car well lit. He had the winning entry.
Well,
they were pleased. They're moving by. We're moving on. And we got Dylan's here, so we are a little bit out of order now on the parade. Dylan's marching by, of course, one of the prominent food outlets in our community. Got some kids marching, their sign. A couple of adults carrying the banner.
Looks like they have some shopping carts dressed up in red draping and Christmas lights, and a few kiddos riding along in the parade.
Got a lot of entries yet to go here in the parade. Well, just a few entries, I guess I should say, but we're working our way down the bottom third now.
Getting close to Santa Claus time.
Santa Claus will be brought in by Munson Angus Farms Black Horse Hitch here in just a few minutes. We've got JC2Go coming by now.
A white pickup truck and a trailer, white Christmas tree, and
also got the Devil's Tail mixed in, Santa's Silver Bullets, truck and trailers. We got two of these back to back.
I'm not sure, that's some silver barrels, and looks like they have some writing on them.
Yep, that would be Devil's Tail. Another vehicle pulling what looks like another well-lit float with some bunting on it. We're going to get Missy Finley here in just a moment. Now, this is a mini horse pulling a cart. I have not seen a mini horse in a Junction City parade. This is neat. I like it. One person being pulled on the cart, waving at the crowd. And we got this little horse with a bigger horse leading down the street. Many horses following, two more horses behind. That is neat.
It's very adorable. I've seen dogs that size, so I have not seen a mini horse in person. That's only something I've seen on TV. So
the horse is lit up with some decorations, some white lights. The trailer has blue and green, and there's a seat for a person to ride. Now we're getting the horses. The Equine Estates horses are coming by us. It's some beautiful horses, and folks, Santa Claus is coming down the street. 6th Street to 6th and Washington. And, of course, as is Junction City tradition, Gary County Commissioner Ben Bennett with the Black Horse Hitch from Munson Angus Farms is delivering Santa Claus. He'll go down to 6th and Washington. They'll go around the corner, and then he'll work his way back to Heritage Park. And there'll be a few words here in the park. Mark Ediger will introduce Santa Claus. They'll flip the switch here in a few moments on the display lights here in the park, lighting up the Christmas tree as well. And then, of course, he'll get right over to the Santa house, and he'll meet with all the children. The street sweepers are coming by, so we've reached the end of the parade lineup. Now, they go to 6th and Washington. They round the corner onto Washington Street, so they're wrapping that up. And then they'll come back to Heritage Park.
Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. Let's welcome Santa Claus back to Heritage Park.
And DeAngela, you go up there by Mark.
You're right. No, you're right.
Right this way, Santa, right through here.
There we go.
Bobby. How are you? Hello, little Jimmy. How are you? I've known him for 100 years. Oh, nice to see you.
For the escorted ride here for Santa.
Hey, Santa. There's Santa.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to have you all here this evening. I hope you enjoyed the parade this evening. That is probably one of the best Christmas parades I've ever seen.
Yes, it is.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Does everybody know Avy?
This is my granddaughter Avy, and she wanted a chance to meet Santa Claus also, so I told her I'd take her on stage. So now she's not quite sure what to think here. But thank you very much. I told you, Avy, Santa Claus was waiting for you.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. 21st Annual Junction City Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade in the books here this evening. Thank you all very much for coming out. It's been a spectacular evening. And how about that parade? That was pretty fantastic, wasn't it? That was great.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to introduce to you the mayor of Junction City, who wants to say a few words. Mayor Mick McAllister. Mayor?
Welcome, everybody. What a great parade. What a great day. What a great community turnout. This is something that they've done for 21 years. I've been here for that long, if not a whole lot longer. This has been the best parade. All along the parade route was crowded, lots of children. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to those that can't be with us, that are overseas and fighting for us. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. We're going to have some fun with Santa Claus.
All right. Here we go, Santa. Would you like me to?
No, I got her.
You got her? Okay. All right. Well, Avery, you're gonna help Santa turn on the Christmas lights, right? All right. Santa, I'm gonna let you say a few words here, Santa, before we get started. And ladies and gentlemen, the man of the evening, Santa Claus.
I go everywhere, but this is my favorite place. Yeah. They asked for a big red one. They got him. And they got a big red one. And we want to thank Eagle Communications because all this is up to them. Yes. And Mick, hasn't he grown up to be a big boy? Let's count down, shall we?
All right, are you ready to turn on the lights here? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas, everyone. All right. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you again for coming out for tonight's parade. Santa Claus is going to come and meet with the boys and girls all over here, and we have a candy cane for you. Don't forget about the hot chocolate for sale over here, the fundraiser for that needy family. We'd appreciate if you do that. But thank you very much for coming out tonight, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yay! Thanks to Eagle Communications. I didn't get to say.
I threw it in there.